Tonight won't be just any night. Tonight is where we'll play TTI. Oh, swoo, grow bright, and make this endless day, endless night. All right, we've got we've got Tarkin here, played by Vika, against Ferrx on the Jango. Vika's had a pretty impressive run with this Tarkin, and he's also brought it to, I think, top 4 at a planetary qualifier, so it's legit. And we're waiting for Vika to show up here. So let's take a look at these deck lists. This is Ferrx's. It's I mean, it's Jango. Not running a lot of like the bells and whistles that have popped up recently, like the criminal muscles, or I mean, that's the big one, right? But he's on the. I mean, they are on the the on the doorsteps, the Geonosian patrol fighters, and it's just like it's Jango. They're also on Reckless Gunslinger. That's another one. But no upgrades, no flamethrowers or anything. Vika's list, though, this is the interesting one. I remember both these are linked in the description on Substack. But this is a very, very spicy list with main deck confiscates, the main deck hardpoint heavy, the other two in the sideboard. Running a lot of cheap units and things that buff them. The Phase 3 Dark Trooper also buffs itself. You can get some massive things going, and then just Vaders and Cads on the top end, 3 of each, to close games out if you need to. And as you're saying, this is a top 4. The other match also has a Jango in it, so it's possible we have a Jango mirror in the finals. The other Jango is going up against Hippo's Han Green. So I'm just going to give them the go-ahead to start when ready. And, all right. So now that I'm black so we can see the hands, we're actually going to get started here. It looks like Vika's going to be going first. Let's see. Is the overlay correct? The overlay is correct. All right. Zoom out a little bit. All right. Vika's got the Phantom here. Phantom can be risky in this matchup, like on both sides. Both sides are running Phantoms. It'll be interesting. I mean, just in general, this is like, a match of 2 space aggro decks versus each other. So it'll be interesting to see who's advantage there. The Jango tempo advantage might be like enough, but the Tarkin being able to put things out of range might also be enough. We'll see. If Vika opens with a pass here, pretty much I think to play around ISB agent. Like, you don't want to get your TIE Fighter IS speed or daring rated for that matter. And so Vika gets to open up with the TIE Fighter here. Puts the experience on it. Now comes like the moment, is Ferrx going to go to the base, or are they going to try to trade here? It's hard to tell who's like the aggro deck here. My gut says that Ferrx is the aggro. But I mean, this Tarkin deck can, can also put out a lot of damage. All right, starts with P38 to exhaust. Basically saying, regardless of what happens, I'm going to try to be advantaged here. All right, Vika does drop the Phantom here. And that's, like, it's fine to drop it here because either way, like, you can kill either of these units if Ferrx tries to trade. All right, and this is a pretty big play for Ferrx. Either way, going 2 for 1 with the P38 there. Vika now has the option to, I mean, I think he basically is going to go to ground with that Dark Trooper. And then he gets to buff it again. Ferrx is holding a No Good to Me Dead here, which against against Vika could be massive if a massive unit gets deployed. All right, Vika gets initiative going into the flip turn. Oh, Ferrx is actually going to use their Tarkin town here with the Daring Raid to kill that Dark Trooper before it gets big enough to do anything. And Vika's in a rough spot here. He doesn't have a single unit. He's facing down 2 in space. He has gotten the Tarkin town out, but not much to do on this flip turn. On Ferrx's side, they are in a bit of a rough spot this turn because they don't really have a strong play because they can't play the Raider until next round. They go like Greedo, No Good to Me Dead. That's fine. Maybe they've got someone in Spungle, but all right, Scanning Officer. That's an Imperial, right? Shoot. It is, yeah. All right. Nothing hit there off of the Scanning Officer, but you're kind of happy as if I get to see, you know, doorsteps and fire spray in the resource row and not in the hand. Vika been contemplating just waylaying this 7th fleet? And he's deciding against it. Could also have just been waiting, like, you know, do you take the action to buff the Scanning Officer? All right, Tarkin comes up. Vika thinks he's going to get to Snowtrooper Lieutenant, but Ferrx can stop it with No Good to Me Dead. And they will. All right, and now Ferrx is running up the score, putting Jango into the base, playing a Greedo, and now they've got double Ruthless Raider in hand. This one is gonna be rough for Ferrx or for Vika to come back from. It's still possible, like theoretically. CAD is gonna be online next turn. But I think Vika really is looking for, like, Barrage. That's, you know, his way of getting back into this, and he didn't see it. He can start to compete by, you know, waylaying one of these units, putting 7th Fleet down in space. right, there's the first Raider. And then Vika needs to take the base damage from the Raider also. Got it. The question is, like, do you waylay the Raider or do you waylay the 7th Fleet? And it's going to be 7th Fleet. So, yeah, I mean, now Vika is setting up for, go CAD, capture both these space units. And with Tarkin Town offline, like, that could definitely get him back into it. He is down now 20-0 in terms of damage. But he's got much more of a board state this time. And he picks up the barrage, too. Like, Vika's getting everything he needs. He does have to hope this CAD doesn't die, though. And Ferrx does have ways of killing it. Especially if this TDR can hit something, like it can hit the Persuader tank is really the main thing that would do it. Let's see, can Vika take out Jango this turn? No, he's one short. He is going to dent him, though. And decides to buff up the 7th Fleet in space there. All right, Raider. And just as Vika's about to come back, like, he's on the doorstep of defeat. Fire spray out of hand. That one could do it. I don't know if Vika's going to have an out to that. I see. I mean, I guess theoretically, if he buffs 7th Fleet, then he could kill it with the attack. But then you don't get to kill both these units. And Vika, I think, is just going to call it. Yep. Good game. And the Tarkin deck, after making such a long run, is now just one game away from defeat. Let's look at sideboards here. What do you bring in here? You probably bring in like cartel spacers for more space. Although I don't know. I mean, maybe you don't. Like maybe they're not Imperials. I'm not sure exactly what matchup you are looking for those in. You probably don't bring in the hard points. Looking at Ferrx's list, you probably don't want the confiscates. Maybe you bring in Bazine to take problematic things out of the hand, like the Raider, Fire Spray, TDR. Maybe you bring in the No Good to Be Dead. Look the Other Way is also another maybe, because you can disrupt their tempo. On Ferrx's side, they've got Force Choke, which could be useful for some of the ground units. No Good to Be Dead definitely did some work on Tarkin. Fang Fighters, take off experience. Bazine maybe comes in. I probably wouldn't bring in Bazine as Ferrx, but maybe they would. Palpatine, I think, is just there for Snoke. For everyone just joining us, this is the top 4 of the TTI League. You can join yourself by going into the description, join in the Discord. You can view those lists anytime, as well as all the rest of the lists from the Top Cut at the Substack link in the description. And you can also view this bracket as well. But we're in the top 4. Winner of this gets to play the winner of Hippo versus Weyoun. Weyoun's also on Jango. Hippo, though, is on Han green. So in both the top 4 matchups, it's a yellow-green versus a Jango Tarkin town. Interestingly enough. And it looks like the players are getting started going into game 2. Ferrx, Jango player, got game 1. They, I think they're a previous top 4 player, but they've not made the finals. Vika is, I'm pretty sure, a previous finalist, but never a winner. All right, sorry. Vika, this is an interesting hand for Vika. He's got the tie advance, which we didn't see, but like against Jango, like going tall is kind of a liability because of their ability to exhaust. And yeah, I think that was just a weird hand for Vika, even though it had some good stuff. So he's gonna mulligan here. Ooh, that's an interesting one. On Ferrx's side, their only play this turn is Greedo. Which is potentially vulnerable to some things that Vika could play. Although, like ISB, but he doesn't have those. And what are they saying? Vika, yeah, Vika opening pass again. Ferrx might, decide to... Yeah, looks like they do. Did they pass or did they take initiative? They passed. So Vika has to start again. It's honestly like... I mean, the reason it seems like I think he's doing this is to avoid getting eye speed. And there's honestly like less of a risk of that on turn 2 than on turn 1, even though there's an extra resource. Did Vika pass again? Yeah, he did pass again. All right, and then see both players go for 7th fleets here. And Ferrx is drawn into a bunch of low drop units. And there's that ISB for Vika. Ooh, Spacer. Exhaust that 7th fleet. That's rough because Vika had the tie advanced in hand. We'll see if he even goes for it at this point. Like, he might not. He's got other options. Like, he'd go for, Spacer into Outland. Oh, and another thing, like, Spacer's out of the sideboard for Vika, so we know that's in there now. All right, and Ferrx finally makes a play that Vika can't copy. Playing at that Smuggler. Vika, though, is going to drop an Outland. And Outland, I think, buffs 3 or less, right? Yeah, 3 or less. So it could go to either one. And he's going to go to Spacer. Which is important because that means that Spacer now survives an attack from either of these units. Vika picks up a barrage. Could be useful this turn. This is the turn where both leaders get to flip. Remember. Ferrx's shields are kind of doing a number on the barrage at the moment, though. And this is where Ferrx has to really evaluate, are they the aggro or are they the control in this game? Oh, Ferrx drops the... that's Vika's trademark move. Ferrx getting into Vika's head. And I think Ferrx decides, I'm the aggro. Go on to base. So, I mean, Vika's got a couple options. You can go for the barrage. You can go for tie advance. Is there... I'm trying to think, is there like a way that you can stop Jango? But I don't think there is. All right, it looks like it looks like he's going to use Vika, Vika's going to use Tarkin, which is going to prevent... it's going to take a barrage off the table. All right, P38 from Ferrx. Knock off the shield. That, at the moment, leaves 7th Fleet vulnerable to counter 7th Fleet. But through a tie advance, it can survive still. And there's the Vika. He's got more M's on there. Reasserting his dominance. All right, Vika's attacking with Spacer. Hits the other Spacer. Allows Ferrx, though, to win the 7th Fleet battle here. And Ferrx is going to win. There. So now this means, I mean, Outland theoretically could take out either of these units if Vika wanted. Or... I was going to say, or Vika could buff it with the tie advanced. It looks like he's not doing that. He still has the target to deploy, which he can advance onto. Ferrx is going to deploy Tarkin. Or Jango, sorry. I was going to say Vika with deploying Tarkin. He doesn't really have like any other actions. But either of these units can tap Tarkin if Ferrx wants to do so. And it looks like they do not, for the moment at least. Perhaps an advance coming down would change that. The advance does come down for Vika, leaving that Tarkin 4 experience. Is the Crafty going to exhaust the Tarkin? And it is, yeah. Crafty goes into Tarkin. Hits him for 2. And Tarkin won't get to attack. It's not no good to be dead, though, like it was last game. And, yeah. So Ferrx is going to use Tarkin Town. Tarkin's own town turns against him. It's like, I don't know. I was going to say something interesting, but I feel like I'm not. All right. Vika's got initiative here. Barrage is online here. Online as ever. It would be online for 6 maximum. which is enough to take out 3 of these units, put some on Jango. Even if he did it on the advanced, he could still take out all 3 units. Boom. Whiffs the Greedo. Wait, did he not kill Greedo? What's going on? Was I doing my math wrong? Alright, no, he did kill Greedo. Alright. So, No Good Me Dead does come down, exhaust the Tarkin, which means Ferrx can't play Raider this turn. Vika's also got the Cat in hand if the Raider comes down next turn. So, things are definitely looking better for Vika this time around. Considering swooping down, does that allow you to kill Jango? I'm not sure. I don't think it does, if I recall correctly. I believe it only gives you a +2. Yeah, so he's just gonna start hitting base. Ferrx elects not to use Surprise Strike there. Do they have like a Bazine? Did they side in Bazines maybe? And they've got one in the resource row? I don't think they do. But I haven't been paying too much attention. Oh, they're gonna take initiative. Thank you to everyone for tuning in late at night here. We've got another match in the tomorrow at I think noon Pacific time. Our other top 4 match, Wayun versus Hippo. More Jango versus yellow green action. This time it'll be yellow green hero. So Tarkin should still be exhausted here because No Good Me Dead. As Ferrx's action, they could go. I'm expecting them to go Raider here, or maybe I mean Tag Jango first is valid. Does let this advance get a hit in before it is ruthlessly raided. And it is there. Boom. And is Vika just going to slam it? The CAD, I mean, he is. Ferrx picks up a triple dark raid, which okay, they're gonna go exhaust. I was gonna say triple dark raid for like Persuader tank is one of the things that beats this, that just kills this CAD. Although even if that would happen, like Vika's got pretty sizable hand of options to deal with that. But now the question is for Vika, like, do you attack with this CAD or not? There's a case for it. And the question is, like, if you do, like, do you kill Jango or do you go to base? For now, Vika's going to go no good on this Jango. stop it from attacking for the moment. And now Ferrx goes for TDR. And not particularly, not exactly what you want to see out of a TDR. Like 7th fleet, you know, it's just 3 to base. Vika's got a 2nd advanced in hand, which he can theoretically play on. Alright, looks like Vika's gonna start hitting with CAD. Just gonna go to base. Rescue or not. They're thinking about it. They're humming and hawing. And they are going to do it. Does it go back to hand? It goes back into play. Yeah. They got it. All right. Vika is like this close to just winning though. Do we no. So those should have been the cards that Vika just drew now. Barrage picked up. That's pretty solid. Anyway, slice it. But Vika's also got tie advanced, which could go crazy. Instead, nope, they're just going to play the barrage. 7, 8, 9. Yep. So you have to put one on Jango. And in return, Ferrx puts 3 on Jango, 2 to base from the dead raider. Ferrx draws into ISB, Daring Raid, double exhaust options. So they can stay in this for a while, even if they're a bit behind. Vika, though, has Vader here, which can knock out Jango at the moment. Also, they got Vika's got a 2nd CAD in the tank. All right, before doing that, though, Vika's just going to go to base with this Tarkin, even though there's nothing to give the experience to. He knows the Daring Raid's in hand, doesn't want to get the Tarkin exhausted. Vika's very close to winning this one. He's just 8 away. That's, that's a CAD attack plus 1 damage. Daring Raid shouldn't exhaust, right? Or no? So what happened there was, Daring Raid doesn't exhaust, right? You're right. I was just thinking, what happened the first time was that Vika played Ferrx played ISB revealing Daring Raid. That exhausts. I always forget that Jango's only units. I keep thinking it's anything. So you're right. Daring Raid doesn't exhaust. That's not a potential thing. But there's still other things that could have been theoretically in Ferrx's hand that could have exhausted Tarkin. All right. Vader pulling out a P-38 here. Gonna knock off that 7th Fleet shield. And, yep, Jango is gone here. Ferrx holding on for dear life. Vika's gonna pile it on even with this ISB. You know, do some ISB on ISB action. It's a bit of like, you know, when the CIA is investigating something and they realize it's just, you know, other CIA people. I think that actually happened not to CIA, but to like the Russian KGB, where they were like investigating this, you know, other group, and they figured out it was just themselves. All right, so we're going into game 3 here. Are any of them going to go back to their sideboards? I don't know. Let's take a look at the bracket here. Winner of this one plays Hippo or Wayun. They play tomorrow at noon Pacific. So you'll find out then. This is Ferrx's list. These are both in the description on Substack. Let's see. What do we see out of the sideboard? I don't think we saw anything out of the sideboard for Ferrx that game. Or did they have a Bazine in their hand at the end? I can't remember. But on Vika's end, what do we see? We saw Spacers for Vika. We know that they're in there now. Out of the board. But this is Vika's very interesting list. Came top 4 at the Edmonton PQ. Steven in the chat says he was there if I could beat him. So let's legit. All right, I'm going to step away for a second. I'm going to take care of something. All right, sorry, what did I miss? Ooh, Ferrx did bring in the Bazines, and it looks like Vika did as well. And Ferrx this time doesn't have an immediate way to kill this TIE Fighter, which means Vika's got a chance to really push it. And Vika's stepping on the gas right away. 7th Fleet, solid play, but the P-38 here is going to even that out a little bit, knocking off that shield. And we're moving on. For those of you just joining us, this is game 3. Winner of this, going to the finals. Vika, I'm pretty sure has been to the finals before. I'm like 90% sure. But I don't think he's won yet. And he's been out of it for a while. I think this is his first time making cut in a bit. Ferrx, on the other hand, made cut several times, made top 4 before, but never made the finals. Vika doesn't want to resource the wrong card here. I think Ferrx has initiative, right? Yeah. And Ferrx is going to start playing defensively, trading units there. Vika's not really sure what to do. He's just going to walk into base there with the P-38. Another interesting thing we haven't really discussed yet is that with Tarkin Town, Ferrx is down 5 HP basically from the beginning. So these early tempo trades, it looks like Vika's up by, 4 damage. Really, he's up by 9. All right, ISB coming down. Just kind of put one on this Bazine. And then Ferrx is going to start deploying units. Probably going double smuggler here. Vika can knock off shields there, probably. Yeah. This game loves doubles. Double P-38 in space for Vika. Double Crafty on the ground for Ferrx. And now we're on to the leader flip turn. Vika's only Imperial right now, actually, is this ISB. He's got a couple more in hand. The Lieutenant and the Lurking. So he goes. Ferrx has got TDR in hand. No Raiders, but they can pull one off a TDR easily. All right, Vika playing out Lieutenant here. Going to use it to play defense, clearing out that smuggler. So Vika says, despite that, favorable start, I still think I'm the control here. And let's see how this TDR goes. This could swing the game. And there's a Raider. Love to see that. Vika does have the CAD for the Raider when it becomes a thing. And now Vika's got to decide, do you want to use Tarkin's ability or do you want to play the Lurking? I would probably play Lurking here. Ooh, Vika's going to pass here. playing the Dirtle game, probably trying to protect his flip. And Ferrx is now playing defense here, clearing out that P38. My guess is Vika, if Vika was probably planning to play Lurking, but was waiting for the Raider attack. That's another thing that he could be doing instead of protecting the flip. Because it's pretty hard to protect this flip with all these units out. Another viewpoint is that it's less optimal because both these units would die to Tarkin. It's not like a craft with a shield. All right, so Bazine is going to suicide there, exhaust the Tarkin. Vika gets initiative. So the Raider is going to go back to hand from TDR. It can come down this round, but the round after that, Vika's going to have CAD. And Ferrx is going to still play a bit defensively. Going and outing that ISB. Vika's got initiative this time around. Let's see what he's going to do with it. Going aggressive here. Hitting the base, buffing up the Phantom. Ferrx has no good to be dead for the Phantom. Oh, looks like Ferrx didn't resource, which means they can't even play Raider this turn. They can play a second TDR, but it's not going to be able to hit a 6-drop. All right, and Vika going still aggressive. Says, I've got what I need to push this one. Spacer comes down here. And Ferrx is going to start playing cleanup here. Ooh, Vika's got Bazine out of hand. That, I mean, either the Raider or the TDR here are good, solid hits. It's going to be the Raider. You're not too worried about TDR on 3 ready resources, really. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Counter Bazine here is going to get rid of that CAD. Although CAD is now less important that Raider's gone. Vika gets initiative again. Ooh, and Ferrx, of course, top decks into second Raider plus Fire Spray. Just because they want it more. Vika does have a pretty solid damage lead at the moment, though. Effectively on 10 damage ahead. Because of the Target Town penalty. But those gaps can close in an instant. All right, Lieutenant out of hand. Just going to attack with Tarkin. Give another experience to that Phantom. And soon Ferrx is gonna have to start paying the Phantom tax, if you know what I mean. Alright, Vika's gonna go for Outland here. Like, my guess is buffing the Spacer. Exactly. So now Spacer can hit base for 3, bringing Ferrx within lethal range of this Phantom next round. Ooh, and Ferrx is going to put it all on yellow here and play this triple dark raid. Exhausting the Spacer there. That's a pretty good pull off of TDR. How much damage can they do this round? They can do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That is a lot of damage. Vika's just gonna pass. I don't know what they're waiting for. Vika's 2 actions away from lethal next turn, though. Phantom attack plus something else attack. That gets him there. Ferrx can start cleaning up some of these ground units. They are going to do that. Oh, maybe not. Okay, they're going to run Greedo into Lieutenant and hit the top deck surprise strike, so he gets to take out Bazine. P-38 cannot damage the Phantom, remember. It can attack into it, but that doesn't do enough to damage to kill it. It can kill the Outland, theoretically. All right. So yeah, it looks like Vika is going to go 3 into Phantom, clear the Outland. Ooh, looks like Ferrx has something in the resource row. Gunslinger. That means they... Oh, no, they don't quite lose. Basically puts them in the same spot. All right, I think Ferrx is going to live through this round. Because they can, tank a Raider hit, or tank a Phantom hit, and then exhaust Tarkin. Can they win this turn, though? Ooh, it looks like Vika has initiative, so which means they get to play around that. And Ferrx has no way of doing it, and that's going to be it. And his TIE Phantom... Despite, I think this might have been its first, I don't think it ever attacked base, but it basically, or did it attack last round? I think it did, actually. Did it? I don't know. But, either way, it was really this Phantom that won. Oh, Ferrx was looking for Genosha and Starfighter off the TDR. That makes sense. Totally forgot about that one. But yeah, that would have been big to bounce the Phantom. All right. Thank you to everyone for tuning in. I've been Rebel Trader with Take the Initiative. Remember to always take the initiative yourself. And see you tomorrow for the other top 4 match. Winner plays Vika. What a good come from behind there.